Um, I'll be honest. My own views on this subject is like a little conflicting, but I want it to be. I want you to tell your side. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
How you feel about today's day and age and how they handle depression? Um, do you see it as something that's substantial, um, epidemic that's serious, or do you feel like its popularity has spread so much because it's a fad to some people? Um, I don't know what your personal relationship is with depression, but I just want to tell your story, whether it's personal yourself went through or somebody went through. I just want you to touch on that subject.
Um, well, I kind of feel like it's kind of both. I mean, everybody deals with mental health issues to a degree, to different degrees. Like, there's people that have, a serious mental illness, and then you might be a person that might not really suffer from that, but you might just be going through a really hard part in your life where you might be depressed, but it's not the same exact thing. So, with it being popular in music and things like that, or just like anything else, it's just I guess dangerous in the wrong hands. Like to a kid seeing that might be maybe he got his heart broke or something. You gotta just you don't want to fall deeper into it because of the music you listening to. Like when I think of mental health and I think of artists, I think of Kid Cudi, and the reason why I admire him over other people that might do it differently is because as much as he would give you the real, or still to this day give you the real on how he's feeling, he might have a dark song, but he has a lot of uplifting music. Even if he's saying like I'm going through all this shit, da da da, he'll make a song like Immortal. Tonight I feel immortal, things like that. So it's like that's a lot of the aspect I come from too, like in wanting to help people. But I mean, I've had like my cousin killed himself when I was young.
Oh damn!
My
Sorry to
little
hear that, bro.
yeah, my little cousin was mad affected by it because he like looked up to me, and then that was my bigger cousin, from out in Cleveland and shit. And like I just seen, I'm very observant, so I've seen people with like serious mental illness. I've seen people that might be going through something more just hard times in life, but they might just can't handle it. And it turns out, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. It's just like no matter what it is, if it's more serious or not, you know, I mean, my sister has anxiety and all that shit. So it's like if there's anybody that's trying to like play a role in their music or trying to like just sell that for the sake of selling it, that's whack because you don't want to go through that. You feel me? It's to the point where it's like it's hard for somebody that don't go through that to be around it because it's just a different state of mind. But like I said, just on the aspect of life, we all have times where we might be depressed or we might whatever the case may be, people suffer from loneliness or people a lot of times, when it's in the aspect that we can control, we just got to learn how to control it because anything could spiral out of control if it's not healthy or being taken care of. You got to know like, whether it's just overthinking or anything that sometimes people don't realize where they stress and anxiety is coming from. And there's just a lot of things where like, I've been reading a book recently called Mastery of Self. I forget the guy's name. It's like Don Miguel something. Dope as hell. And it has a lot to do with like these things I'm talking about. Like you gotta just be conscious of your actions. You gotta talk to yourself sometimes. Like if you getting angry or you upset or whatever, or you feeling depressed, you gotta be like, all right, what's going on? Like what you scared of right now? Like you gotta get in your head and figure things out instead of just letting it spiral out of control. Cause a lot of times with people too, they might not realize what's even going on. It's just natural to them at that point. So it just happens, and then maybe eventually something gets to the point where you gotta be like, oh wait, I'm overthinking or whatever the case may be. But you know, I don't know if I exactly answered the question, but I just feel like when it comes to things like that, it's good, especially in urban communities that it's being touched on now. Cause I feel like with older people and people, you know, that are more from like city like areas, it kind of was something for a long time that maybe people didn't know how to deal with it or what was good with it, so they would just like sweep it under the rug, which wasn't good for nobody. So it's good to like be able to express, to be in a time where whether it's minor or major, that you could talk more about just how you feeling, emotional health, mental health, and things like that. But it ain't nothing to play with. I feel like there's people out there that probably want to sell it and they see it as a fad. Shit like that is gonna happen. But to everybody out there, man, just take care of yourself. Make sure you got good people around you, and if you don't, just make sure you got yourself. Cause if you don't love yourself and value yourself and respect yourself, you'll let people do whatever to you. So we all we got in life at the end of the day. Like anybody that's your support group, you blessed to have, but you got to make sure, you take care of yourself before anything else. That's the foundation of everything.
Word, word, word.